Welcome to Mr. Jad Reacts a Ting, a Ting, a Ting. I'm Mr. Jad, back with another reaction for you all and ting, and this one is called 12 Mind-Blowing Facts About Northern Macedonia. You've heard of before, you've never heard of before. Now, this is the first time I'm watching a full-length sort of video about Macedonia. This is North Macedonia. So, I'm excited because I know there's some historical stuff that's going to be coming on here. You understand what I'm saying? So, let's go ahead and YouTube simmer and check this vibe out. I'm excited about this.
12 mind-blowing facts about North Macedonia, the country no one talks about. Number 12. A country living on top of the mountains. Have you ever heard of a country where you can drive less than an hour and cross the borders of 5 different countries? Yes, that country is North Macedonia. Nestled deep in the Balkans, North Macedonia is sandwiched by big names like Greece, Albania, Bulgaria, Serbia, and Kosovo. This country has no coastline, but instead 85% of its territory is covered by high mountains. This makes North Macedonia the country with the second highest mountain coverage in the world, just behind its brother Montenegro, which has 89% mountainous land. The entire country covers only about 9,928 square miles, smaller than the state of Maryland in the U.S. But North Macedonia contains a world of its own. Lake Ohrid, over 1 million years old. Stone cities rich in Byzantine and Ottoman architecture.
All right.
And relics that recall the era of Alexander the Great. If there's one thing that made this country go viral internationally, it's its name. In 2019, North Macedonia officially changed its name from the Republic of Macedonia to the Republic of North Macedonia, a political move to ease tensions with Greece, which opposed the use of Macedonia due to its cultural heritage. Interestingly, nearly 65% of the population disagreed with the referendum. With a population of just about 2 million, North Macedonia is highly multi-ethnic. Macedonians make up around 64%, Albanians over 25%, and the rest are Turks, Roma, and Serbs. This diversity makes the country one of the most culturally rich crossroads in the Balkans. The official language is Macedonian, but unusually Albanian is also recognized as an official language in many areas. Number 11. Locals making room for foreigners.
Okay, let's see this.
Despite being surrounded by fertile mountains and ancient lakes, North Macedonia is witnessing one of Europe's most silent yet powerful migration waves. According to the latest survey by the Political Research Institute in Skopje, over 35% of the population is considering leaving their homeland, with nearly half of them holding a university degree. World Bank data shows that 600,000 Macedonians currently live abroad, an astonishing number compared to the total population of just over 2 million. That means 1 in every 4 people has left, leaving behind a country struggling to retain its young, skilled workforce and those who will build its future. However, there's an interesting paradox. While Macedonians are leaving, some foreign groups are arriving. North Macedonia, though not an immigration paradise, is beginning to attract workers from the Middle East, South Asia, and Africa. People who see it as a transit point to Europe, or a place to restart life with low costs, mild climate, and a peaceful society. From international students to refugees, seasonal workers to long-term immigrants, they quietly fill the gaps left by the migration wave. Want to know more about why people leave? If yes, comment number 2 below. Also, if you want to learn about the advantages that attract foreigners to immigrate here, comment number 6 and we will share more below. Number 10. North Macedonian women, the Balkan roses that international men admire. North Macedonian women are known as the Balkan roses, not only for their attractive looks, but also for their strong character and intelligence. They stand out with deep, captivating eyes, thick, silky black hair, lightly tanned skin, and a full, healthy figure that represents the classic beauty of Southern Europe. Without needing surgery or heavy makeup, they impress with natural beauty and a proud, mysterious gaze shaped by a blend of Eastern and Western cultures. Even more captivating is their sharp intellect and independent thinking. North Macedonia has the highest rate of women attending university in the Balkans,
Oh,
with over 60% of female students earning degrees. They work in various fields, from banking and diplomacy to technology, not just as devoted wives, but as partners in growth. In families, Macedonian women manage finances skillfully, balancing expenses and making major decisions while maintaining gentle communication. They respect men's roles but also demand respect in return, a modern and attractive equality. A sweet secret in Macedonian culture. Many women still wear traditional headscarves to show their marital status, a subtle charm rarely seen elsewhere. Tying the scarf on the left means single, on the right means married, and tied in the middle of the forehead means thinking it over. A gentle but clear invitation. If you pay attention, you can read Balkan hearts without words.
oh, that's kind
It's
of
no
cool.
surprise that more men from Germany, Turkey, Albania, and Switzerland find ideal life partners in North Macedonia, not just because of beauty, but because these women love life, keep family bonds strong, and cherish deep connections. What do you think about these women? Would you like to learn more or pursue a relationship with them? If yes, comment number 4.
I don't sound nothing like these women. Oh Lord, thank goodness it's be the Balkan people that watch this stuff. But I'm telling you, that sounds so different compared to what I'm around. You know what I mean? It's a whole different ball game here. Hence, I've been single since 1997. It's crazy here, man. It's crazy here. It's a whole different vibe, you know what I mean? I don't know how it has evolved on the island, but my brother, he's been married for 40 years, so it might be different there, but it's a whole different ball game here, man.
Or below. We will share some tips to help you win their hearts more easily. Number 9. Beaches with attractive girls that tourists shouldn't miss. Although it has no seacoast, North Macedonia amazes tourists with its lively lake bathing culture, the most vibrant in the Balkans. Among more than 50 natural and artificial lakes nationwide, the most famous is Lake Ohrid, the oldest lake in Europe, over 3 million years old and more than 940 feet deep. This is home to Cuba Libre Beach, known as the busiest beach in Macedonia. During peak season from June to August, especially on weekends, Cuba Libre welcomes 2,000 to 3,000 visitors daily,
Looks like the
nearly
ocean.
60% of whom are international tourists, mainly from Germany, Poland, the Netherlands, the US, Switzerland, and even Israel. Along the nearly 5-mile shoreline, bars, lounges, and restaurants stand side by side, many open until 2 a.m. Every evening, this area turns into a true summer paradise, with DJs, pool parties, cocktails, and colorful light shows. Here, you'll see Macedonian girls with tall figures, sun-kissed skin, and thick, shiny black hair, often in groups, wearing bright bikinis and holding mojito, or iced rakicha. Guys play water volleyball, ride jet skis, or paddleboard along the lake, while young people flock to Lake Ohrid to let loose. Thousands of others, especially the elderly, head to hot mineral springs like
Oh,
Kazanjiska near Stip. This is one of over 15 natural mineral spring areas in North Macedonia, with water temperatures averaging 95 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 to 46 degrees Celsius, rich in minerals that help reduce arthritis, muscle pain,
oh,
skin diseases, and stress.
that's
Each year, over 30,000 locals and tourists come to soak and rejuvenate both body and mind. Number 8. Macedonia.
being a giant and thing, and luckily I don't have any arthritis, no lingering joint or pains, but a nice little soak in that a natural spring would be a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Man, I have to admit, man, all I've seen is just beautiful geography going on here. You know what I mean? The hills, the beach, and that's just like it's a river or a lake. The lake on the island doesn't look that nice. the beaches look great, but I would not swim in the lakes on the island. There's no sort of area where the beach is. It's it's a lake and it's mud surrounding it.
Has a country within itself. In the Jablanica Mountains of southwestern North Macedonia, where cobblestone roads wind through mossy red-roofed houses, lies a small village called Vevchani, with
Okay.
about 2,500 residents, but an independent spirit envied by many real countries. After Macedonia gained independence from Yugoslavia in 1991, instead of celebrating like the rest of the nation, Vevchani's people chose a different path. They declared themselves an independent country named the Republic of Vevchani. No joke, they created their own political system. This self-proclaimed republic is serious. It has its own flag featuring a crescent sun symbol
Oh, that's
that's bright but
interesting.
unrelated to any international standard. They have their own currency called the Galichnik, printed on cardboard like a fare ticket, worthless for buying things but hugely popular on tourists' Instagram. Best of all, you can own a Vevchani passport. No application or security check needed. Just drink enough local alcohol in the village. The country was born from what seemed like a small conflict. The central government planned to divert the village's natural spring elsewhere. For Vevchani residents, the spring is not just water, but a sacred symbol of freedom. So, instead of filing a petition like others, they declared independence from North Macedonia. Today, although officially part of the city of Struga and no longer functioning as a separate country, Vevchani maintains its independent stance as a unique tourism brand. The crystal-clear springs flowing from Jablanica Mountain are considered among the cleanest freshwater sources in Europe and are treasured like a national, self-declared treasure. The old wooden houses, hand-laid paths, and politically satirical graffiti make Vevchani more than just a village.
Man, that's
Number
beautiful.
7.
Oh,
Only one couple gets married each year. Hidden in the majestic Bistra Mountains of North Macedonia, the village of Galichnik is famous not only for its ancient beauty, but also for hosting the rarest wedding in Europe, where only one couple is chosen each year to hold a traditional wedding full of national spirit. It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. This limit isn't due to finances or scale, but for a sacred reason: to preserve ancient rituals intact, avoid commercialization, and keep the holiness of a centuries-old custom. To earn this honor, couples must apply years in advance and wait 2 to 3 years, like
wow.
lining up for VIP tickets to a national wedding. The ceremony takes place on St. Peter's Day, July 12th, a major occasion in Macedonian Orthodoxy. For 2 to 3 days, the whole village turns back time. The groom rides a horse to fetch the bride along stone streets. Both families wear hand-embroidered traditional costumes, and old folk songs echo from hills to valleys. The most emotional highlight is the Teshkoto dance, meaning the heavy sorrow, where men step slowly to drumbeats, reenacting the sadness of young men leaving the village to work far away. This is not just a performance, but an intangible cultural heritage recognized by UNESCO. Also, Macedonian weddings have charmingly strange customs. The traditional wedding dress can weigh up to 44 pounds,
Wow.
about 20 kilograms, requiring the bride to train physically beforehand to survive the ceremony like a love marathon. In the bread and salt ritual, the bride must step on a round loaf of bread to show her role as the family's new mistress. Instead of discreet envelopes, guests hang cash on a money tree as a wedding gift symbolizing prosperity, both public and unmistakable. Number 6. The kindest country.
See, that's the kind of stuff that you know what I mean? Those rare customs. That indigenous to those areas, man. That's such a interesting and yet exotic thing to be happening. You gotta respect that. I'm glad I'm watching this video, man. I'm telling you straight up because I'm learning a lot of stuff that I didn't know of. I'm getting so comment down below if there's other things that I should know about North Macedonia. Comment down below. I know there's several of you guys have subscribe to the channel and thing. Let the brethren know, you know what I mean? I also want to figure out what's the big food. I did react to a video about the food there, but I want to know about the rural food, the type that grandma makes, you know what I mean? When I travel, I don't like going to restaurants and stuff to eat. I'll try a restaurant here or there, but I want an old granny to cook me up some authentic food from that place, you know what I'm saying? And I'll try anything. Whether I eat the whole thing or not, yeah, but I'll try anything. I'm enjoying this video. I really am.
Tree in Europe. You may have heard of famous destinations like Paris, Rome, or Barcelona, but few know that North Macedonia, a small country in the heart of the Balkans, is known as one of the kindest and most hospitable countries in Europe. International visitors, especially Americans and Western Europeans, are often amazed by the incredible warmth. Some get lost for just a few minutes and are guided by locals for long distances. Others ask about food and get invited to family tables to enjoy hot
What?
bean stew, tavche gravche, and homemade plum brandy rakija.
No, that's what
In
I'm
small
talking
villages
about.
like Trepeka, Vevchani, or the old market in Skopje, you'll easily see elderly people smiling and chatting, young people inviting you to take photos, and shop owners happily giving discounts just because you're a new visitor.
Oh,
A
wow.
2022 survey by Balkan Insight Tourism Organization showed that over 89% of international tourists rated Macedonians as friendlier than expected, and 3 out of 5 said they would return because of the people, not the scenery. While the GDP per capita here is under $7,000 a year, much lower than Germany's $50,000 or the US's $70,000, the social happiness index is very high. Families gather, neighbors help each other, and communities welcome visitors like old friends. Number 5. Skopje.
I think that's one of the pitfalls of industrialization. When things become so hyper industrialized and people just get bogged down in concrete jungles, they lose a lot of that community, a lot of that family feeling. You understand what I'm saying? Because, there's a lot of lonely people in concrete jungles or highly industrialized areas. A lot of people that cannot connect on a human level because it's such a dog eat dog rat race kind of a thing going on. You know what I mean? People, friendships you have friends, but it's still like a competitive nature of things. You know what I mean? And Macedonia is starting to sound a lot like the island. You know what I mean? It's like I live in a village, and it's like everybody's kind of like family in that village. You know what I mean? Your neighbor might bring over a plate of food for you to eat. I'll tell you a story. I was living in New York when I was married. My ex-wife is from Kentucky here, and we were living in Brooklyn, but we were living in a neighborhood full of people from the islands. And one day she walks out the house that we were living in, and the neighbor said, "Hey, I just finished cooking. Come eat." And my ex-wife looked at me, and I was like, "That's how it is on the island." You know what I mean? You walk out the house, and the neighbor cooking, they'll offer you a plate. They'll offer you a plate. You know what I mean? It's that community thing. And it's not just concrete jungles in America only, but I'm assuming it's the same thing in Germany, in Frankfurt, in London, in England. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to tell you come in and get you a plate or something like that unless they come from a culture that's really into that. But the question is, especially if it's immigrants and they're living in a place, they tend to stay to themselves. They don't really invite people in. Like when I lived here, I I would always cook for people. I don't anymore because they want to sniff it and act like it's chicken. I'm not giving you some kind of a strange animal. But that community thing, man, it sounds just like the island.
A strange but charming capital in the heart of Europe. Skopje, the capital of North Macedonia, is gradually becoming a rising star on Europe's travel map. Covering only about 220 square miles, the city is home to over 600,000 people, nearly one-third of the country's population.
So, yeah.
Along the Vardar River, which winds over 240 miles through the city, there's a string of cafes, pubs, and riverside restaurants bustling every afternoon. Locals have a habit of sipping strong coffee in small cups for hours, a slow pace of life rarely found elsewhere in Europe. The city center features a nearly 75-foot statue of Alexander the Great on horseback, standing proudly in the main square, both majestic and intriguing. Known as the City of Statues, Skopje has spent hundreds of millions of dollars on the Skopje 2014 project to renovate its urban look in a neoclassical style. Despite rapid modernization, Skopje lacks a subway system. People mostly get around by iconic red double-decker buses, making the city look like a mini London. Economically, Skopje hosts headquarters of major companies like Macedonia Telecom, EVN Macedonia, the largest energy group, and many banks with Austrian, German, and Turkish investment. Recently, the city has seen a boom in tech startups and fintech, especially in electronic payments and sustainable tourism. However, Skopje faces a sad reality. It is among the most polluted cities in Europe due to its basin geography, cold climate, heavy traffic, and lack of greenery. The government is implementing measures like increasing park areas, encouraging electric vehicles, and controlling illegal waste burning to improve the environment. Number 4. 365 churches in one city.
Oh, wow.
If you think seeing a few churches while traveling in Europe is normal, the town of Ohrid in North Macedonia will astonish you. With only about 40,000 residents, Ohrid boasts 365 churches and monasteries, symbolizing a place to pray for every day of the year. Many churches are abandoned, some hidden in forests or on hilltops, but most still retain a sacred ancient charm as if time never touched them. Not only notable for the number, many churches in Ohrid have deep historical and architectural value. A highlight is St. John at Caneo Church, perched on a cliff overlooking Lake Ohrid. A living picture so beautiful you don't need filters for photos. Inside the monasteries and churches are centuries-old Byzantine frescoes, religious manuscripts, and icons. Thanks to this unique blend of nature, culture, and spirituality, Ohrid is the only World Heritage Site in North Macedonia recognized by UNESCO, and one of only 28 places worldwide listed as both a natural and cultural World Heritage Site. A very rare honor.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Here you go now.
The most popular festivals that attract tourists in North Macedonia. If you want to truly feel the cultural heartbeat of North Macedonia, visit during festival season. Held annually from July to August, the Ohrid Summer Festival takes place at the ancient Roman theater by Lake Ohrid, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's one of the oldest and most prestigious art festivals in the Balkans, gathering over 500 artists from Europe, Russia, Turkey, and even the U.S. opera, symphony, ballet, and theater performances are held in this historic setting under sunset skies, reflecting on the lake. In contrast to Ohrid's elegance is the Vevchani Carnival, held every January 13th to 14th in the quirky village of Vevchani, which once declared its own constitution and visa. This festival is famous for satire and free speech. Locals dress as devils, politicians, and world news figures. Women wear colorful traditional costumes, men drum, dance with hoops, and light bonfires all night in a lively atmosphere.
That's pretty.
Each year over 10,000 visitors come, mostly from Europe and Turkey. If you love vibrant folk dances and want to relive a time when music was the community's voice, the Balkan Festival of Folk Songs and Dances is the perfect stop. Held every summer in Ohrid, it gathers hundreds of dancers, artists, and musicians from Balkan countries like Bulgaria, Serbia, Greece, Romania, and Macedonia. They perform in colorful traditional costumes, using folk instruments like kaval, gaida, and tapan, creating an epic and festive atmosphere. Number 2.
See, the carnival thing that sounds a lot like the carnival we have on the island. It's a carnival that, as a matter of fact, it's coming up here in a few days. Now, I tell you what, I have a second channel. The link to it is in the description. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel, and I will do some reactions or some, just some reaction videos about the island. If you're interested in finding out about my island, and then because I'm on the way to get there, and then I'm going to start doing videos of me being there. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and in the comment section, in the description, subscribe to that channel. I'm telling on there right now, I have a few stories from the islands and stuff like that there. So, go check it out and thing. But that carnival reminds me of home, the costumes and thing like that. And I think the only difference there is we have steel drum music. I don't know if you all know what the steel drums are there, but we had steel drum music and calypso music and thing there, and you're dancing in the middle of the street. And I remember as a kid watching it through the window, and all you could see is just see the glitter as the sun hit all the glittery costumes and stuff like that. It's fun. Oh, now we're getting into the food.
Culinary paradise. North Macedonian cuisine is a rich feast of Balkan flavors, blending the rustic charm of Turkish food, the abundance of Greek dishes, and the warmth of Middle Eastern spices. Every meal here is like a journey through history and culture, from the traditional bean stew, tavche gravche, slowly cooked in a clay pot with red peppers and onions, to ajvar, a roasted red pepper spread known as the caviar for vegetarians, bursting with sweet and smoky notes. If you love grilled meats, kebapi served with flatbread and fresh onions will have you coming back for seconds, even thirds. Interestingly, locals never rush their meals. They spend hours sipping rakija, a strong brandy distilled from plums or grapes.
I hear a lot about
the food
rakija.
experience here isn't just on the plate but in the air. The smell of fresh bread baking in brick ovens along the street, the sizzle of oil in small neighborhood kitchens, and friendly calls from street vendors. In some villages like Trepeka, locals even invite you to eat freshly grilled fish right on the boat, caught from Lake Ohrid that morning. The food here doesn't need to be fancy, just fresh, hot, and as genuine as the people of North Macedonia. Simple, yet full of life. Number 1. Cost of living in North Macedonia. If you're looking for a place to live or retire with very affordable costs but still enjoy European comfort and lifestyle, North Macedonia could be an amazing choice. In the capital, Skopje, you can rent a spacious, clean one-bedroom apartment downtown for just $250 to $350 a month, about the price of one dinner in Manhattan. Monthly bills for electricity, water, heating, and internet usually don't exceed $100, and are even cheaper in suburbs or smaller cities like Bitola or Ohrid. If you like cooking at home, here's good news. Food in North Macedonia is not only fresh but surprisingly cheap. A week's shopping for vegetables, meat, dairy, and bread at traditional markets or local supermarkets like Cam costs about $30 to $40, less than $150 a month, and you can still eat healthy, high-quality meals. If you prefer dining out, a dinner for two at a mid-range restaurant with main courses, salad, and drinks usually costs $20 to $25. With this budget, you can eat out several times a week without worrying about your wallet. Getting around town is also very affordable. A ticket for the iconic red double-decker bus in Skopje costs about 80 cents, and a taxi ride within the city rarely goes over $5. Even dental care, often a concern, is reasonable here, about $30 to $50 for a standard checkup and cleaning. With a total monthly living cost between $600 and $900 for one person, living in North Macedonia offers a true European experience without financial strain. With these costs, do you think North Macedonia is a place you'd want to visit or settle in?
Oh, I would like
If
to
yes,
visit for sure.
comment number 1. If not, comment number 0. We will share some tips on how to save living costs in North Macedonia. If you're really interested and want to come here, comment number 7, and we'll share visa, permits, and other requirements to get to.
Oh wow, wow, yeah, wow. I'm glad I watched this video. It's amazing the similarities between the island and there. I think I want to start watching videos of specific areas there. I want to see if there's any kind of videos about the specific areas, you know, and their traditions and stuff like that. And maybe I might see more of the actual local cooking, you know, and not restaurant food and thing. I mean, please comment down in the comment section there. Tell me about your favorite food that you like locally there, you know, and you know, talk to me, teach me. You understand? I hope you guys enjoyed this. Drop a like on the video. In the meantime, take care of each other, okay?